Hi Pisces. You might be feeling that sometimes suddenly you're disconnected. You're disconnected from your heart, from the divine spirit, the universe, feeling like a numbness. And that can occur when there's just so much going on and so many shifts internally happening that you're being taken. And that's okay. Sorry about the camera, it just moved. That's okay, because this numbness is actually the clearing ground from where you are going to be able to start anew, but completely anew, not from past energies. And so, I don't know about you, but this month of January has passed so fast. And we talked about this acceleration, but it's not so much externally. It could be happening externally, but in that sense, that can be a sense of frustration because things are not going as fast as you would like in the external world, but internally, you're shifting so much. You are changing. And you might not really be aware of it. You might still have a lot of expectations, ideas on how things should look like, how you should feel. And it's time to drop it off. Drop it all. You have here, I'm enough. Number 11, 11 is coming twice. It's a very important portal, Pisces. Let go of expectations. I hope you can see the card. I'm still playing with the lighting. Lightning. That's interesting because there's also, perhaps you've gone through tower moments this week where something sudden, unexpected happened that could have pushed you into a deeper place, but so quickly that you might still have not integrated all. You might feel like you have changed, but you're unsettled. There's a ground that doesn't feel that safe. But again, that is just your perception. And so here we ask to drop it all. I am enough. Let go of expectations. Yes, things are moving forward, but it's not because they're moving forward that you have to push yourself to the burnout point, the expectations of others. You have to really flow with your rhythm right now. If there are so many things happening internally, externally, you have to let it settle, let it settle, let it settle. And always take into account only what the divine tells you. And it could be frustrating because if you're feeling that you are disconnected and numb and that you have lost the connection, just remember, it's just a perception. In those moments, perhaps you need to move your energy, do something different. Dance, listen to music, create. If you feel that there's no inspiration, then it's time to retreat. Perhaps you haven't had enough time in silence alone, and that time needs to be taken. Now, that's also talking about your focus, because it's not so much about taking that physical time. If you really don't have that time, that space, then even more pressure for you to get into more discipline, internal discipline, where your interest, your intention, your focus is on the internal, is on the relaxation, feeling the light, feeling your heart, because this precious heart of yours, Pisces, is definitely on the table here. We have the heart chakra that came also in the pre-shuffle. And so if you're feeling it closed or closing off, remember that this is just because your intention has faded away from it. It's a letting go to the point where only the unknown arises from you. Only the light arises from you. Only vibrations arises from you. And there's no longer so much scattered mind. That you could still be experiencing that. So even more so right now, there's a need to have this inner discipline. You have the pathway to true love. This is the other card with 1111. Take me home. Take me home, Pisces. We have talked about this home. Where is home? It's probably not a geographical place, probably not a person. This heart with the wings there, the angel wings, is the pathway to true love. You might be finding yourself in a situation where you are with a particular masculine. We have a twin here. It doesn't have to be a twin flame journey you're on. But we have a soulmate as well coming through, clearing core wounds. So what is going on here in this particular relationship is that you're healing through challenge. You have healing through challenge here. And this healing through challenge is because you being faced, perhaps, and triggered by a masculine that it is right now releasing their lower self. Okay? So they are going through their own process. It has nothing to do with you. The only thing that has to do with you is the mirror that is being shown to you about you. So it's not about what they are going through. It's about how you are reacting, how you are not reacting, how you are staying centered. And this healing through challenge, again, we talked about this pressure cooker. Only when there is challenge do we learn deeper, and we go deeper, we get stronger. Now this mirror is asking you to know the self-examination, seeing who you really are. So see how deep we are going here? We're going into a place where perhaps you are surrounded by more superficiality than you would like. And you're discovering that whatever business or thing you want to do, that is not your primary purpose. Your purpose, because that's boring in a way. It doesn't do anything to your heart. It doesn't steer a chord in your heart. It doesn't make your soul sing. You don't feel inspired. And so for you here, there's a need to reconnect with truly what pulls your heart into ecstasy, it doesn't have to be ecstasy, but it could be joy. It could be just an opening, a small opening in your heart, an expression of who you are. And there's no thought involved. It's something that happens with flow, with easiness. And who you really are is perhaps someone living in the magical, in the mystical, who feels that you need to be elevated at every single moment, that you can't do anything if there's no inspiration from higher than you. And that's where the magic, the miracle occurs. That's where you feel alive. That we just said it. How you feel, how we feel alive. And so, again, the only thing that needs to be done, if there is some numbness because of what has happened around you and your lack of inner concentration, is just a bringing back home here. Take me home. Take me back to the deepest place in my heart. Now, as you do so, and then here you have the crane bag, sacred ocean, medicine, clutter, declutter, choice. It is your choice at every single moment to be centered within or to be scattered without, right? If you're feeling without, numb, that is because there's no true concentration within. So it is your choice. This declutter is just letting the mind drop into the heart. And that opens your heart and allows you to be more receptive. You have here being receptive, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to give. Now that cannot be done when the heart is closed. When you haven't been attending to yourself within. It's not egoic. It's attending to the divine within you. It's attending to the vibration of presence within you. If you haven't been thorough with that, then it's time to come back to it, to your precious little heart. And in that way, this is a beautiful new deck that I love. You have listen. I hope you can see. I think here is better. Listen. So here we have an angel. You have divine guide. And she's looking at the stars, at the cosmos. And one of those stars is a heart. From your heart, you will be guided. There are signs, synchronicities that are happening. But to listen, you need to be quiet. To be quiet, you need to be in the heart. Remember, the heart is a portal. We talked about the portal last time. Now, there is a divine moment that will happen, or is happening, has happened. And it's a synchronistic moment. It's something that you will see, you will recognize, but you need to be available. Again, you need to be available to that higher dimension. Now, what is funny is that the tarot / oracle cards that came through are all very, very positive, Pisces, and you might not be seeing it because you might be lost in exactly that, the expectations, right? And as you know, we have to let go of all expectations at this time, this year. We have to drop into the unknown. And it's scary because we're used to the thought, we're used to it's a certain kind of familiar place that feels, oh, this is me. But can you let go completely of your identity, of your thoughts, of where you are? Internally, can you get into that expanded space where you forget about you? You forget about you. You get over yourself, we said the last reading, right? And in that space, the magic occurs. Now you have Atlantis, rapid development, excellence, success. So a lot of success. You have here, I saw homeland also coming home again. But here you have victory as well. Victory is coming through. Rejoice in celebration. 3 of Cups energy. So don't cut yourself from other people, even though they might be very different from you. There is a purpose. There's a reason why you are where you are, why those people are connected to you. And so, of course, there's a need for discernment. There could be hostilities you might be seeing now more and more so, perhaps the selfishness of those people, but that doesn't mean that you should not be working with them. Perhaps you're more awakened, enlightened, perhaps your heart is more open. It doesn't mean that those people are not to be worked with, right? And they're not to be changed specifically, but you can speak your truth without expecting anything in return. So here we have prosperity begins. It's an Ace of Pentacle energy. There's 2 hands here. There's a partnership. It could have to do with this soulmate, twin flame, but it could also be just another person, business partner. The seed is going to be growing. You're planting the seed right now. And there's positive movement forward as well. So you see all those beautiful cards. Now, the only thing that might be lacking is the confidence. 3rd chakra, Archangel Chamuel, the solar plexus. Internally, you might be still doubting yourself a little bit. It might be coming through, you know, especially if there are challenges. You know, all this negative self-talk. Can I really do this, you know? or this client didn't, continue with me, why? Or, things like that. But it's not about that. It's about you dropping into the arms of God, of the divine, and finding the strength there, knowing that it knows. Your higher self knows. And whatever occurs around you, in correlation with you, should not ever change your internal state, your internal clarity. There's nothing to think about. It's just about flowing and doing and continuing from that space of heart openness. That's all that is needed here. And we do have a Four of Wands, so this stability, this happy family coming through as well for some of you. There's a big rainbow here. Four of Wands is also a union card for twin flames. But if you're not seeing it yet, just know that it is in your energy field. Just know that the challenges that you're going through are bringing you the healing that you need. And perhaps, you're freeing the threads of connections, meaning that you are learning that you don't depend on any social connection or anything, again, that happens with another person, client, or whatever, whichever, that it doesn't affect you. Perhaps you had a teacher, or you still have a teacher, and you're realizing that it's all within you at the end of the day, that you have learned, you will still be learning with this teacher, but more and more so now, it's about you. It's about how you practice and truly become the reality of the divine. Become the reality of the divine, Pisces. It's a perpetual focus, right? And if there's a lot of distractions, diversions and things like that, they're happening for a reason. So that you learn to, whatever is happening, still remain here. Whatever is happening, whoever is in your space, you continue doing your work. You continue focusing on your mission, on what makes you feel good, what opens your heart. And remember, Pisces, again, if you are connected, if you cherish, it's really cherish this higher divine connection at every single moment, the ideas and inspiration will come. So it's not about thinking about what should I do, the strategy, the plan, the blah, blah, blah. It's about letting it go, receiving, being receptive. It's not about you doing it, it's not about you creating anything, right? It's about you receiving. You receiving, and it's much more simple, it's much easier, it's much more flowing. And that's where the truth comes. That's where the path starts opening for you. And it won't be all happy-go-lucky. Challenges will come. But if you remain in that space, you will be on your true path, the path of your heart, and become divine within you. Become your precious little heart, okay? So, I love you. I hope this was helpful. And stay you, meaning stay you with a big Y, which is no longer you. Love you, Pisces. See you soon.